Welcome back to the Stardom Show. Today I have a very special guest with me, Saad Khan.
Thank you.
Founder, filmmaker and founder of Improv. And there's a lot of talent this man has, and I met him in Bangalore in India, and today we'll learn about his journey and what he is doing and his perspective and insights, which is going to be amazing. And it's very hard to get this person on the show, and somehow I managed to get him. Welcome to the show, Saad Khan.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you so much. You're being very kind. It's not very hard to get me. It's just that there has been some scheduling.
Very busy. You have been very busy doing the stuff that you do.
Yes.
We all want to know what you do. Let's start with the present. What do you do right now? And then we go to the past.
So I'm primarily a filmmaker, and I've been lucky enough to make Bangalore's first Hindi feature film called Station, which released 2 years ago, and now I'm currently working on a Hollywood feature film as a director called Love and She, which is a film about postpartum depression, and it's about stillbirth. I shot the film in New Orleans and Lafayette in Louisiana, and I'm looking forward to getting the film released, sending it to a couple of film festivals, and yeah, that's a film that I'm currently working on. Aside from that, I have a show that is called the Improv, which started about 4 years ago, and the journey has been fantastic. We've finished close to about 120 shows. And recently we were invited and selected for the Sweden International Improv Festival. And as a team, for us, it's just learning, and we are an improvisation, and being funny while doing improv is a task. It's quite difficult. So we have to keep working, we have to keep jamming, we have to keep rehearsing, we have to keep understanding each other in the team. I host the show, I moderate the show, and the show has me taking suggestions from the audience and then saying action to actors, and then they start a scene, and then I say cut. So each scene is about 2.5 minutes, but in the last 3 years, the audience has really picked on to it. So that's a great property, and we've been working on that. Aside from that, also there is my company, Center Stage. Center Stage. So I also teach acting, which I've been teaching for about 4 years.
Awesome. Okay.
But now, because of so much of other work, the workshops have the timings of the workshops are not that regular. It happens every once in 45 days or every 2 months, and I do like weekend workshops just as a basic integration for upcoming actors, aspiring actors, and then that happens. So then all the people that do the workshop automatically go into a pool of actors, and we've got a pool of about 700 people in the last 4 years, and these people, these actors then get a chance to be cast by Center Stage in different projects. So we also have a in-house casting portfolio. And we also, that is there, and then I also direct ad films now. So a lot of clients, and I recently finished directing the ad films for House Joy, which is an upcoming, which is a very known app right now for all your services that can happen at your house, whether it's home cleaning or laundry and stuff like that. So I directed the commercials for that. So yeah, it's a 24-hour day, and I'm very happy.
No wonder I said it's very hard to get to you, because you've been doing all these amazing things in Bangalore and the rest of India and international level as well.
Thank you.
How did it all start? Like, was there a transformation that happened? Was there a spark that got you into doing all these things?
Actually, I love that word spark. I think I believe in the whole idea of logs and then spark and then fire. Absolutely, I directed my first play when I was all of 18. And I was a brash youngster who just wanted to do a play. So I got some finances. I had done 2 acting workshops before that. So I acted in a play when I was 17. So I thought, you know what, how hard is it to direct a play? So I went and I just directed the play. It was the worst play that I've directed. But I learned a lot from it, because I think when you do something that people appreciate, but at the same time there are many flaws in it, you only progress. So that was a big stepping thing for me. So then I kept attending workshops, I kept learning, and I did my mechanical engineering. So while I was studying to be a mechanical engineer, I was also directing plays on the fly. So I ended up directing about 12 plays in 4 years, and these plays were with a lot of youngsters and young people, and I tried doing different things. I directed a musical, I directed a thriller on stage called Scream, which was a movie. So I took rights from the American movie Scream and presented it on stage back in 2003. So it's been quite a journey. I think I feel even now it's a journey, because I believe in persistent learning. So for me, it's always about learning and going to the next day, waking up thinking, oh my God, I haven't done anything. Now what do I do next? So it's been about that.
Right. So where did you grow up, and are you there where you grew up?
I grew up in this wonderful city called Bangalore, which I love. I'm a big believer in Bangalore as a city, and I think as much as people say in 6 years the city is not going to exist, I believe that this city has given me everything. has given me the weather that I love so much. As corny as it sounds, I am in love with Bangalore because I've traveled quite a lot. I've been in the US, I've gone to Europe, I've traveled. I just come back to Bangalore because of I love Bangalore. And I think my family is here and I grew up here, I studied here. Right. So everything for me is Bangalore. And I don't want to ever leave. A lot of people say that you're a filmmaker, why don't you go to Bombay? And my retort always is that Mani Ratnam still stays in Chennai.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm not saying that I want to, but of course, you know, as a filmmaker, you aspire to be the best. So for me, if he can stay in Chennai and still be Mani Ratnam, then I think a lot of us can be in Bangalore and still do something.
Absolutely. So what would be your 3 pieces of advice for someone who is looking at maybe theatre or acting, or someone who wants to explore?
Or being in media, anything, RJ, or you know, being hosting something or doing comedy.
So what they should be paying attention to?
I think advice is a very big word. I'm not still there to give anyone advice. I'll give you my experience.
Or some insights.
An experiential insight rather. I think one would be just keep working without thinking of what the result is going to be. Because a lot of people get stuck with trying to get a means to an end. So just keep working. If you love something that you do, just work and you will see results. If not 1 year, 2 years, maybe 5 years. So time is not an object there. That's one. Second is, I always say this, I think you respect your elders and respect people around you who you work with. Don't treat them with disrespect, because when it comes, what goes around comes around. So respect people who you work with, respect your elders, respect people who have knowledge, who have gained wisdom. That's 2. And third is, don't gossip.
Don't gossip.
Don't gossip. Just be with.
Just
do what you're doing. Just do what you're doing. Don't talk about other people. Talk about ideas. Okay. Don't think of what other people are doing. Think about what you have to do. Obviously, share ideas. So when I say don't gossip, I say don't gossip / share ideas. So if you have an idea, share it with people. Maybe that person stole your idea. It's okay. So what? We'll come around. Maybe someday that person will come back and say that, no, because of you I am doing this. Absolutely. So don't gossip. Share ideas. Keep working persistently and respect people.
Respect the elders.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your mission. Like now you started a journey several years ago and it took you to different places. Now you are at a place where you're into filmmaking, directing, improv shows. So what are you going to do? Do you have a mission?
My mission is, and a lot of people say this to me, that I need to do one thing. And I do need to do one thing properly, but I compartmentalize. So when I'm making a film, I'm only focused on the film. I don't do any improv shows. Okay. So when I was shooting for Love and She, for that 1 month I was only doing that. I said no to a lot of improv shows. My mission is to definitely keep working hard. I don't have any intentions of being famous. I want to just do good work. I think fame, money, success are byproducts.
Absolutely.
You can't say that I'm doing this film to become famous or doing this particular comedy show to get to this audience. It all is a byproduct. I think whatever love we've got for the improv in Bangalore, it's come over a period of time. And we still have so many people in Bangalore who haven't watched the improv but have heard of it. So there's never really any real scope that you can put to a particular task or work. I think it all comes when you just want to work. And I just, as a mission, my company, Center Stage, and the people that are around me, my business head, the CEO, my associate producer, all of them, the guiding light for us is just working. Just working and doing good work and trying to do good work. There are sometimes when we do something and we are constantly thinking that it has to be brilliant, it has to be perfect, but perfection is something that is unattainable. But we strive for it. So for me, it's striving towards perfection and just working hard. That's it.
Great. Saad Khan, would you like to take any names of people who have inspired you in your journey so far? Who made a big influence or impact, positive impact on you?
My younger brother, who sort of does the business aspect of Center Stage, his name is Maz. He has inspired me a lot only because he has worked in the financial sector. He's worked in the business sector. He's working in the marketing sector. And because of his presence in my life, I've been able to go this far. Because doing a creative job, when you start off, everyone tells you around you that it's not going to work. Yeah, because there's no money in it. True. Right? But my brother told me that you're good at this, focus on this. And I will take care of things. So when I was struggling towards trying to make ends meet, which happens to every creative person, my younger brother was standing like a pillar, saying that, you know what, you follow your dream, I'll be with you, I'll support you. And now he's running the company. He's the other better half of the company. and he's inspired me tremendously with his patience, with his knowledge, with his virtue, with his dignity. And the other people that I want to name are obviously people who you get inspired with in terms of filmmakers. You know, there is Francis Ford Coppola, who made The Godfather, who never gave up in the face of adversity. There is Tim Minchin, who is an Australian comedian, who recently said something beautiful, saying that life is meaningless because we all have to die. So the purpose of life is to fill it. Fill it with ideas, fill it with knowledge, fill it with work, fill it with people, fill it with beauty, fill it with respect, fill it with no ego, you know, stuff like that. So there are many people and I also get inspired by people who I meet like on a daily basis. Like for example, you are doing so many things, and you told me your background and how you struggled to get to where you are. So I think without struggle, whatever you reap is not that satisfactory.
It's given.
It's a given. I think struggle is a very important aspect. Well, today I meet a lot of young people, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds who come up to me and say that I'm funny in my group and I want, can you put me on stage because I'm really funny in my group. But I ask them, do you know the Prime Minister of, say, France? And they are looking at me, you know, and I say, do you know who is the current head of Microsoft? You know, who is running the show there? Or just basic general knowledge questions, or simple, like, you know, give me a chemical formula of this, and they all just look at me and they're like, I don't know. So I keep telling them that, you know, you need to gain knowledge constantly. And even us, for example, every improv show for us, everything we going to do on stage we don't know, which means we need to be very sure of what our knowledge base is. So yeah, definitely gaining knowledge is a must. It's very important.
Right. So you've been doing these improv shows, like just now you said, and you do everything like spontaneously, like
on the spot.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
So can you teach me something, or can you teach the audience something about how to be maybe funny, or how to get that attention, perhaps?
So the first rule of being funny is to not try to be funny. You just and it's talent. You have it, you don't have it. If you try to make people laugh, then you're going to be forcing comedy. Force in any way is wrong, whether it's abuse or whatever. I mean, I know I'm kind of trying to get serious about it, but I think for the viewers, the first rule of improvisation is to agree with your co-actor. And if both of us are acting in something, and you're a co-actor, I'm another co-actor, I have to make you look good. I have to try to make you look good. I don't have to try and steal the limelight. The moment I try to make you look good, automatically my character will shine.
Exactly.
And then the humor will come out. It's a simple scene if I'm flirting with you and I'm going, oh my God, Ram, you're so cute. Right? So if I do that, and if I'm a character, and if I'm good in my character, your reaction will come from what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Right? So everyone knows universally improvisation, it's two words, yes and. So you accept, you agree, and you move forward. And I think if you look at the way the world is today, anything that anyone asks someone, the first answer you're programmed to give is no.
True, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
First answer, that's something they program. Like for example, if you're a stranger in the airport and someone comes and says, can I use your phone to make a call? It's a stranger, your first instinct is, I'm sorry, I'm already on a call, or I'm working. You're not immediately going to say, yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you see that.
True, yeah.
Or if a girl comes to a guy, or a guy comes to a girl and say, hey, can I buy you a drink? Your first answer is no. However good looking the guy is, or however unpresentable the guy is, the first answer is a no.
True.
So improv is yes. Everything is a yes.
So you've been doing the improv shows, and like earlier, like as far as I could relate to this particular topic, corporates were they were very serious guys, like all the time. So how did you like come to these corporates, or how did that idea come to you? Like we had to go and maybe cheer up these people. Is that what
and we do a lot of corporate shows. Like we've done shows for Microsoft, we've done shows for Samsung, we've done shows for hackathons. The reason why we're doing corporate shows are calling us, or corporate environment wants us to perform the improv, is because our concept is very new. It's on the spot comedy. I take suggestions from the audience, they get involved, so it's a very interactive show, and corporates like interactivity. Right. So we've been doing a bunch of corporate shows, and I think we also love doing it because we learn something about the company. Because as performers, we need to know about the company.
Exactly.
We need to know about the employees, why we're performing, what are they? Are they salespeople? Are they hardcore developers, programmers? Are they business people? Like are they providing solutions? Are they coming up with value adds for business?
Right.
So we need to know all that. So for us, that's also a learning, and I think that's why we do corporate shows, because we learn a lot as well.
Right. So coming from your industry, like if I had to ask you, like any expert that I ask, usually these three questions. Like one is, what was the classical things that was happening in your industry, and what's happening now, and what is going to happen in the future when it comes to improv,
media or comedy and films and
comedy.
whatever, yeah.
So what would be?
See, I think the classic thing that was happening is that the accessibility of content was not as much as it is now.
Right.
Earlier, the accessibility of content was limited. Mm-hmm. You had television, you had radio, and you had theaters. Now accessibility is here on your phone. Accessibility is digital. Everything is digital. I mean, I do so many digital ad films as a director. Mm-hmm. Everything is digital. The platforms are changed. Nobody wants to do a TVC and spend 30 lakhs anymore.
True.
They want to get to the Facebook audience. They want to get to your Twitter audience, your Instagram audience. It's social media. Bloggers are going on Instagram to put up their fashion pictures, and then they get called to blog in videos and stuff like that. So now is completely internet. It's a world wide web. Future, I'm scared for films. I don't know whether theaters are going to still exist 10 years from now. But even if they do, I think it will become more about sensationalism, about the entertainment value becoming larger than life. There might be 4D, there might be 5D. Now already you have your Oculus, virtual reality. So now I think we're going to go into that direction. But I feel still visual content will always be strong, because visually what you can project will never change, because every client, every demographic wants visual content, wants something that they can see and something that they can accept, something that they can consume. So it's consumable advertising is never going to go, according to me. And that's the future, where everything is going to be online. There's going to be different platforms. Newer platforms might come. We never knew, sitting a couple of months ago, that we can do Snapchat, where we can take a picture and that picture will only be there for a day, or we can send something. So that becomes it's consumable, and at the same time it's not retrievable, right? So it's different platforms. So different things might come in, but media will always be there. Like hospitals will always be there, because there are patients.
Correct.
There are people who want to be entertained, so media will always be there.
So you meant to say creative expression is something that's going
It's long lasting. It's been there for years and ages.
Vehicles might change?
Absolutely. Vehicles might change, mode of transport might change, the domains might change, but the overall feeling of entertainment will never change. We will still watch an item number and be like, yeah, we like it. We will still watch a comedy show and be like, that's too cool, that's funny. We'll still watch a painting and be like, my God, that's an artistic expression, it's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Well said, Saad Khan. What would be your definition of success for you, like in your word?
I think definition of success lies in people appreciating what you do. And if you have a social message for them, that's why the videos that I do with Danish, we make sure that there is a message in some way or the other. We just don't want to do comedy and leave it at that.
Exactly.
Yeah? So I think there should be some sort of a message, and I think if there is respect of a person's craft, that is success. Everything else is I think it's not. If someone is meeting you and they respect you and they like what you're doing, or they come and give you feedback for what you did, I think that's brilliant.
Right.
For me, that is success. If someone comes and tells me after a show, Saad, I really liked it, but I think this is interesting, you should maybe try that. I love that person. Because I don't want to constantly just come and meet a person who's like, oh my God, you're amazing, your work is great. I love the member of the audience who sends me a message on Facebook saying that I didn't like your last show, your previous show is better, your last show you could have been a little tighter. For me, that person is where I will invest my time. And I'll be like, okay, tell me, how do I improve? Because improvement for me is success. Constant improvement, persistent improvement is success.
This reminds me of Kaizen from the Japanese word. Like little improvements every day will lead to a very large improvement over a period of time.
I agree with you, yes.
So if someone wants to, some of the viewers want to get in touch with you, how do they do that? They go to your Facebook page, or how do they?
My Facebook page, it's Saad Khan Online.
If they have a question, perhaps?
Saad Khan Online, yeah, about this interview, they can go to my thing. They can also email me at saad@centerstageindia.com. I'm pretty responsive. If I reply to you late, please bear with me, but I will. But my Facebook page, I'm pretty active at Saad Khan Online. They can also send me a message on Instagram. I'm there as well. Facebook is, I owe it to Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you so much. I mean, with all the net neutrality and everything, I think Facebook has done wonders to media. Wonders.
And one last question, Saad Khan, before we end this interview. You just said that you do your shows and your comedy based on some social messaging. How do you come up with those messages? Is that your personal experience that you want to take out, or you just pick up these social messages from other places like news perhaps?
So Danish and I are pretty aware of what's happening, and we observe a lot. So a lot of observation happens, and we see what's prevailing in the society. So we try to, and because his character is of a politician, we try to engage all the problems from the viewer's perspectives and integrate it into what we're doing.
And has this made an impact?
I don't know. Statistically, I know that people have understood it. Like a lot of the Karnataka Rajotsava Day video, which we talked about why it's called Rajotsava, or why is it celebrated on that particular day. A lot of Kannada channels, Kannada newspapers, they shared it and they made it people aware that it's not just about just sort of putting up a flag and saying that all of that slogan. So I feel that we would like to reach out a lot more, and I think our base is also growing now. Definitely in future we would like to do something where we would put our minds together to a school, attach our entire media to maybe a school and go and do some workshops for kids. Education is very important for Danish and I, because we both studied and we both undergraduated, and then didn't undergraduate degree, did a graduate degree. So we want to educate people who are underprivileged or who cannot have that opportunity, because we are lucky to have been born to the parents where they could educate us, but there are a lot of children who don't have that. So we maybe want to enter into that space and do something and put our media backing towards that at a later stage. Very soon we are planning that as well. So yeah, it comes also from just being aware of what's happening around you and putting that awareness into use. And we're trying.
Amazing. I could actually relate to that last video you did. The last one I saw actually about felling of trees in
Coorg. Yeah.
That resonated with me so much, because I'm so passionate about environment as well.
Yes, thank you. That's great. Yeah, so we did that as well, and someone wrote to us on Facebook, and we thought that it was a very important topic that we needed to talk about and make people aware. So I hope that some people have gone and planted a sapling or a seed somewhere that will just help. Absolutely, yeah. And I think even my movie Love and She, so much comedy was happening, and I went into Love and She because it's about stillbirth and what women and couples go through in terms of postpartum depression, which is a big deal. A lot of women go through miscarriages, and miscarriage as a concept, or not more than a concept, miscarriage as an issue has not been dealt with in films. And I think that's why I even went into that area, and it was a great learning experience for me, because it's just too harrowing for someone to lose something from within
That's
them,
true.
Especially women, because they are as much as they're beautiful and they're intelligent and smart, they're also fragile and vulnerable when it comes to these things. And how does a man get involved in it? What is a man's journey? A man also goes through that. It's not that if a child is lost, it's only the woman, it's also the man
as well.
But it's not that focused on. So we are focusing on, as much as we're focusing on the woman, we're focusing on that problem in the film. Yes. And I'm excited for it, and I hope that in the next couple of months it can be in more festivals and more people can see it, and I hope it releases in India as well.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Saad Khan,
for
sharing your insights, your
Thank
perspectives,
you so
and definitely you have planted a seed in everybody's mind
Thank
today.
you so much. Thank you.
And we all wish you the very best, and we're all big fans of all of you, and
Thank
me
you.
and my son as well. He's a big fan of you as well.
Thank you. Please say hi to him. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you
Pleasure.
so much.
Thank you so much.